Lindenwood head coach Jed Stugart, the Lions don't have a game this week, but they newest members of the OVC, they're going to get started next Saturday when they take on Houston Baptist. So, Coach, before your team gets going with their first game, let's just start talking a little bit about the preseason and what it's been like with your move to Division I so far.
Well, it's been an exciting time, Kyle. Thanks for having us here this morning, and it's exciting to talk about our team. It's excited to talk about this new era that we're in, and obviously in February when we got the news, it was very exciting. But the moment I walked out of that meeting, I realized that we had a lot of work to do, and so to get caught up in this, to move to this level, we know that there was a lot of work that needed to be done. And we feel like we got after that. We weren't planning on recruiting as much in the spring, because I think we found out just a little bit before signing day. So we thought we were done. And then, of course, we got this news, and it was exciting. It's something that we've always thought about and talked about since I've been here. But we feel like we've had a good off season, a very good summer, and we've had a really good camp too. So now we get to go find out where we're at.
So what changes then when they say, Coach, we're going Division I? Has anything you've done changed, or is it the same message and the same things, and maybe some players or some schemes change?
Yeah, I don't think a whole lot's changed as far as our program and our culture and how we build that culture. I think that's all relative to whatever level you're at. So I think I didn't want to jolt our whole team, and all of a sudden we start doing all these new things. So for that part wasn't really that different as far as our spring schedule, our winter schedule, our summer schedule. But the things change obviously is recruiting. There are different rules in Division I that you have to adhere to, and time, different times where you can, Division II, you could kind of recruit almost any time. We obviously had to adjust from a compliance standpoint to know and break some of those habits. But with our, so much help and great job by Anna, our compliance officer, and her learning so quickly, and she's so easy to work with anyway. I think as an athletic department, all that stuff's gone really smooth. I think we're all one team working together, and that's made it. But and then the other thing too, obviously, you're starting to get, you obviously get different guys in the building that maybe you couldn't get before. And we've always recruited FCS Division I and FBS Division I players. We've got a couple guys on our team that had FBS offers and several that had FCS offers. So, but I think now that there's a box they can check is huge to say, hey, I can stay close to home. I can, obviously with St. Louis being such a great talent-rich area, that box now they can check, which helps, because every time anybody sets foot on this facility, that work's already done with location and facilities here, and now we got a new box to check, and that's being able to play Division I football, and I think that gives us a big advantage.
Have you, and I've seen you've gotten some attention this preseason. Has that changed, like now, since, hey, they're Division I want to learn a little bit more about them? Or is it somewhat the same, just it's a new season and people are interested in your team?
No, I think it's changed a little bit. I know when I got here, we weren't winning. It was, we were struggling a little bit. And of course you always want media coverage. You want people to get, but I always said, I told our administration, we have to win first before we have to become an interesting story. And so I think, through our success in Division II, and as we started winning conference championships and going playoffs, obviously, some of that coverage came. I think the enthusiasm now, being the only Division I, university in St. Louis that has football, being this close, we're humbled by the amount of attention and people that are coming out wanting to share our story and kind of learn more about us. And so that just comes with it. We get it, what the media is going to cover. And so that's been another, and I think, there's not just excitement in our athletics, I think, as a university, I think, even enrollment and things like that, where kids are, there's an enthusiasm that supersedes athletics into, just the general student population as well.
What have you learned about your team the past 3 or 4 weeks of this fall camp?
Well, one thing I love about this team is that we're a very close team. I mean, culture is everything to us, and who we recruit. We're very specific on who we bring in here, the highlight video is not the first thing we look at. It's kind of and so I think through the years of recruiting that way and really making character and a high priority. Work ethic, high priority, and then of course, that all kind of comes together. So I really love how close this team is. Crosses over offense and defense. They're just a very close team. So I think anytime you're taking on a tough task that we're about to take on, which is playing very good football teams at a higher level, we got to be unified. We got to be together. It's going to take a lot of. This isn't going to be easy. We know that, but it's kind of brought us together. And I think I felt that the day we stepped out in our next winter workout and into spring football, you could really see that the guys were really bought up in this new era.
So you don't have a game this week, and then you're going to book in the season with no game the final week. How do you use this week then to benefit yourself when you take on Houston Baptist next week by not having the game to more time to prep?
Well, we're gonna we're using this week to get a little extra prep on Houston Baptist. We'll give them day off on Saturday. We've had a good camp, but it's been very long. They've gotten a lot of work, so we'll let them. We'll probably have a little watch party on Saturday, watch Houston Baptist game, and just kind of have fun being together watching that game. We do that every year when we've played FCS teams. It's been kind of fun. We've done that the last 2 seasons that we've played, and so we'll kind of continue that. And then, next week it's really fine tuning. So we're spending 2 weeks in prep for Houston Baptist but it's been a long camp and it still seems like it's far away. I mean, obviously, that I'm just glad we got 10 football games. I think that's probably one of my biggest worries when this happened was how late it was announced that we were coming in. I knew we would get our OVC schedule, but it was finding those other ones. We'd already had a Houston Baptist on our schedule, which helped, but finding games, we were never able to find a week 1 game, but that's okay. We ended up getting 10 and still getting creative. You never know. We're getting creative. I'm trying to figure out an 11th, but that's to be named later.
Well, Coach, we'll talk a little bit more about Houston Baptist and your team next week, but thanks for joining us today, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Thanks, Kyle. Look forward to talking to you then.